phone to the laptop.
Man, because I think I saw somebody that said I think the Bears were like what 7-point favorites today or something like that.
I think it was the Lions with that 6.5. We could.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Can y'all hear me out there? Bear In Live is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. He's in the building.
Let's get it.
How you feeling today, bro?
Let's go, man. I'm ready. Can you hear me?
Where they can find you at, bro?
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you having me. First off, though, man, I've been a fan of this guy for a minute, bro. He's staying active. He always doing everybody right in the community. I love it. But y'all can find me on my socials, man. Bearden Live, BearDenLive. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, anywhere, man. Y'all can find me if y'all ever want to do anything. Shoot me a message. I'm active, but I'm appreciative that my guy got me on the pod today, man. Let's get it.
Let's get it, man. And look, we're not gonna waste anybody's time, so we're just gonna talk a little bit about last week's game and everything like that, man. We just want to talk about it and talk about it a little briefly, man. So we're gonna go ahead and get it started, man. So we're gonna start off with Shad, man. Shad, how were you feeling real briefly about last week, man? Like, what happened, bro?
In a nutshell, man, looking at last week's matchup, honestly, I think it was really a battle of two teams that were built the same this offseason, targeted the same things, and they went about it in different ways. And I think it was a litmus test because it was a division game. Being the home opener for the Bears, I thought it was a letdown overall. They missed a golden opportunity to set the tone for the entire season. So I think the most impromptu word would be disappointing. Of course, you can point to some positives and some negatives, but let's keep the meat and potatoes and keep it 100. I'm going to give you the shy version. The Bears absolutely shit the bed last week. And this is an opportunity going into the next week to alleviate last week's concerns, because they were the number one topic outside of the Dallas Cowboys nationally about how bad a performance it was for them dropping the ball. And considering the storyline coming from the Eberflus era, you don't want the Ben Johnson era to inherit any of that stink. So I hope for some Febreze this afternoon, fellas.
I love it. So same thing you better in line. We're gonna talk about the game last week, man. So what were your thoughts, man? What was the thing that disappointed you the most, man? Like what happened?
Hey, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all, man. I liked the game. I was kind of late to watching it because I had some work stuff going on. But once I got back, I watched, the first half, and I really liked how Caleb played in the beginning. He started off very, very good. But I had to realize and tell myself that what disappointed me the most was that the first drive was scripted. So every team practices those plays, right? What you're going to do out the gates, what you need to do when it's the first play. And I love that he was playing out of the play action. But the thing that disappointed me the most, man, was I went back and I watched it after. I didn't like his footwork, man. And there's a lot of fans on Twitter that won't keep it a buck, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. I was very disappointed in him. Like, he had the whole offseason to very understand what Ben Johnson was. And I'm not saying that it has to work right away, but out the gate, after the first drive, you cannot continue to make dumb mistakes. Like, you cannot keep dirting the ball, right? This is the second-year quarterback. He's the first overall pick. We have a lot of expectations for him, and I know that those expectations can be very high. But the thing that disappointed me again was that I just didn't like the footwork that he had going on after the game that I watched. So for this game, I really anticipate, that he watched the film with Ben Johnson and Doyle, and that he's going to pick up from where he left off. And that first drive, I want to see more of that. I want to see that confidence. I want to see that protection, and I want to see the game plan instilled in him that he needs to stick with, right? He needs to just stick to a plan, and he needs to continue to work from last week. And I just hope that this week is a learning lesson that we can't start 0-2, because if you start 0-2 in this division, man, that's going to cause mayhem. Because you've seen the Vikings, you already seen the Packers. I hate to say it, but they look like real contenders. So I just hope that this game is you pick up from where we left off, and there's no room for mistakes, in my opinion. So.
Man, Will said no room for mistakes, man. But we're going to get into a couple comments. We got our guy SoBack Sports right here. We posted the screen. Shout out to him over there. We got Alec Baldwin. He's been coming in every week, man. Shout out to Alec Baldwin. He's not the real Alec Baldwin, but it's a play cousin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got SoBack Sports and Happy Game Day, gentlemen. And then we got Honey McMahon. She reposted the stream. That's my girl right there. What up, sis? We appreciate you, man. We appreciate all the love everybody's giving us today. We got some superstars in the building. We got Allen that came up in here. And without any further ado, we're going to get into this Detroit Lions game. We got Allen and CJ right here. And I'm going to start off with Allen. And I'm gonna ask Allen, man, how are you feeling about this game? And I'm gonna bring up these this right here. And we're gonna talk about it, man. Ben Johnson has a lot to do. He has a lot to get done. So what are your thoughts on Ben Johnson and what he has to do to win this game today?
Well, I would say he's gonna have to take his time. The first 15 plays of any drive or any game is going to be the most important. So if he can come out and start off, pretty solid, I think he was kind of hurting himself when he said, I think he said he wish he would have ran the football a little bit more. I hope we get a little bit more of a blend today and add a little bit of Kyle Monunga today, just a little bit more. I think we can do a little bit of some end arounds. I think that's something we didn't do last week that I felt like could have been something to slow down that inside run push. If you can start making guys go side to side. I don't think we made Minnesota go side to side a lot in the run game. Everything was kind of quick hitters and things like that. We got to make them move a little bit. That way you can have a variety of run plays. So hopefully we get more impactful run plays, because I think Caleb's going to have to settle down. But a good young quarterback needs a good running game. And that's what happened with JJ. JJ got the running game going with Minnesota, and then the passing game started to open up. So if Caleb can get at least 100 yards or so from the run game, I think we'll do well in football games. But if we don't get that barometer around 90 yards a game on the ground, we're gonna struggle beating teams with just throwing the football. It's got to be some kind of balanced effort.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you, man, because I think that the run game is so important for a young quarterback. Like, as much as we love Caleb Williams, he's not really proven as a young quarterback. Like, he tends to want to play hero ball sometimes. He likes to play off script. Like, he has to need something that can slow him down. Like, and sometimes the game can be going a little bit too fast for him. You know what I mean? In face on, like, so the run game is a young quarterback's best friend, right? So do you agree that we need to run the ball more, and whoever we got back there, they got to do a good job, right?
Hell yeah, bro. I think the run game is, dude. I want to just piggyback, man. That run game last week was god awful, man. You got DeAndre Swift, you got Kyle Monunga. You got to use them more. They're young guys. They gotta be more involved. And piggyback off that, I think the tight ends got to get more involved too, man. Not only the run game, but you have two tight ends that are getting paid a lot of money. You took him one.
Space away from the receivers. They got to stop the running game. From Detroit with David Montgomery, back there, and they got to be willing to really play hard today. We gotta see an effort from the rest today on both sides of the ball.
What up? We got Swiftly Networking saying better on guys. Swiftly, how you feeling about this game today, Josh? Like, man, we got a lot of reasons why we can win this game today, man. We got Dan Halpert. Yeah, Bear Down Live in the house. Yeah, man, he in here, man. He rapping with the CNG podcast.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
man.
so shy. We all talked about, what Ben Johnson got to do and everything. Well, he left out because I think his phone is messing up right now, but we're going to keep it moving. So, and my whole thing is about this. We got Swifty saying cautiously optimistic. Like, yeah, you got to be cautiously optimistic, man, because we're going into a game where both teams are 0-1 in the division right now. Both teams need a win desperately, excuse me. So this is already a must-win game for the Chicago Bears and Ben Johnson already. Because we know the record about teams that go 0-2. You know what I mean? So it's not looking like this is a game that we need to lose, because I did see Ben Johnson pretty much say he pretty much guaranteed to win. And that set me back. I was like, yo, Ben, you need to calm down, my guy. Just relax. Like, we know you're a psychopath, man. We know you're crazy, man, but you still a rookie head coach, bro. And you see what McConnell did to him in that game. Ben Johnson didn't have a fastball. Like, Ben Johnson, as a rookie head coach, has to understand if you got to throw a curveball, you got to throw a underhand. You know what I mean? You got to do a lot of things quickly to adjust to win the game. And I think he will. So Shad, man. So what's your thoughts on Ben Johnson playing against his former team today, Shad? Yeah, Shad Mike is listening. Go ahead, bro. Yeah, we got Jim saying get right game for the Bears. I mean, I totally agree, man. Like, I think Caleb Williams. Now we're gonna bring up Caleb Williams real quick, man. I actually got a graphic for Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams has to understand, like, bro, we know you got a little bit of sack PTSD from last year with 68
Yeah.
sacks. And I
Yep.
think once Caleb pretty much calms down and stop playing jittery football, and Caleb stop playing, I think Caleb Williams would be a better quarterback, you know, because like it all starts up top from a mental standpoint to me.
Oh, yeah.
Caleb and make his throws because a lot of the film I looked at the Bear Day Live, I saw Caleb Williams was pretty much going through his progressions, but he wasn't letting the ball go. You know
That's
what
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
Faison? So
Yeah.
what do you think is holding Caleb Williams back from being that elite passer that we need to hit to be?
You said it. You took the words right out of my mouth, bro. Like I think the sack PTSD has gotten to him, and that goes back to what I said earlier, right? The footwork was so horrendous. It's just because last year the line, the plays that were called, he had no time to throw the ball. He had no time to go through his reads because he had to be so worried about the sacks. And now that he's got an offensive line, I think it's going to take him a second or two to just get into the right mental state. Like, hey, I have a couple of seconds to actually go through my 1, 2, and then, if I have to play hero ball in the third read and it's not there, then go do that. But I think the thing that's holding him back right now is the footwork is just because he had no line last year. So now that he's got a line, I think that's gonna slowly kick in. And I think today's the perfect time to calm down in his head and say, hey, I've got an offensive line, and if I can't go through my reads properly, then you can start doing the hero stuff that you saw at USC, right? Like even last week, like getting out on that 3rd and like 15, that pass to Rome, that toe tap, like that's the Caleb that we know, and we know that he has the opportunity to get to. It's just he's just got to get it right in his own head, and once that does click for him, and once he does click with the offensive line, I think it's game over for the rest of the league. Because he was taken first overall, not just because his swag or his aura or his fashion. He was taken first because the city knows that he can play ball, man. He's a baller, but he's just got to get right in his own head. And once that confidence comes back, like he was at USC, I think it's over, man.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Shad. Do your thing, man. You got to speak on Ben Johnson, but go ahead. We on Caleb right now, but do your thing, bro. You got
First and foremost, apologies to this technical difficulties, man. Obviously, I was on the Eberflus headset. But anyway, my point this week is not about, you touched on it, Dan. I think his tendency to go back to some of his bad habits going all the way back to college in terms of his footwork when we talking about pass game is definitely glaring, especially when Ben Johnson calls 3-step, 4-step drops inside the pocket. He tends to not make that final step and plant. What happens is he's still going through his progressions, which allows him to then now feel like he has to break play and you see him scramble. These are the same hindrances that we thought Justin Fields had as a passer that wouldn't allow him to elevate his game. For me, I want Ben Johnson to understand that you have a kid that was sacked 68 times last year, wasn't cultivated by a correct offensive staff, so you have to make him comfortable early. Then you will bring it back into your offense and try to execute. Last week, even with the first 15 scripted plays, half of those were still off scripted plays in terms of results. So he really didn't execute the play, even though it was successful because of what he did. So for me, I want to see the approach. Last week, I hated the approach from Ben Johnson. I wanted violence. I told G, last week was all about violence and setting the tone. This is the same thing I want to see this week, but not necessarily with the run game. I want to see used with the players that you invested in. Cole Kmet, Colson Loveland, DJ Moore, Romo Dunze. These are guys that need to produce and be targeted early. And that way you keep the Detroit defense off balance and not have to worry about Aiden Hutchinson on 3rd down.
Man, well said, Alan, man. Anybody want to piggyback off that, you please do.
I mean,
Well,
I'll say one thing. Oh, go
I,
ahead, bro.
no, go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. You got it.
Look at
No,
these nice
I
people
lost my
over here,
train of
man.
thought. Go ahead and go, man.
I was just gonna say to piggyback off him. I want everybody to realize one thing too, and that it was a hard pill that I had to swallow too Tuesday morning. But one thing that I got out of that was that we all have to realize as a Chicago fan base is that this is his first time Caleb playing under like the center. He's never played under the center, right? So the whole footwork that I'm like progressively watching the tape from last week, it's that he's starting to learn a whole new offense. Like playing under center was never a thing for him. Even last year, even at USC, he never has played under the center. So for him to properly go through his progression and play under center and get that footwork down, it's very keen by the middle of the season that he needs to have that drill down, because if you can't play under the center the right way and go through your reads properly, then the whole game of the NFL is just going to be super hard, right? And I don't know if maybe someone agrees or disagrees, but playing under center is very, very key to be successful in this day and age, especially with the mobilization of quarterbacks that we've seen. Got Josh Allen, Lamar, Jalen Hurts. They all play under center and have that drill down. So once he can properly get that drill down, I think that he can properly reach the talent level that we all are anticipating.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're playing a quarterback, Allen. I'm gonna pass this out. You're playing a quarterback position. You touch the ball every single time on the field. You were the number one overall pick because people thought you could throw out platforms. People thought you can, run and everything like that. But you can't come out here and consistently and constantly think you're gonna just beat teams just by playing off platform, man. That's not real football. You know what I mean? We've seen quarterbacks that flame out from that because you got to be able to pocket and throw strikes, right, Alan? You have to be able to do that.
Yeah, I agree. Ben has to also understand that you got to move the pocket. I think Caleb is more comfortable when the pocket is mobile, when he's moving the pocket, when he's going to his right or left, mainly his right, when he's rolling out. If we can move the pocket earlier, that gets that sweat going and gets him settled. Because rolling the pocket can move the defensive backfield more so than anything else. If you can get those safeties, which that's a lot of time, that was his reads, is where that safety's sitting at in those inside the hashes where he can attack those wide receivers on the sideline. Because Roma Duze has a great ability of getting open on those little small corner routes. So, and he's really slick in the way he does those route running. DJ, I just think, needs to be worked underneath the zones. DJ needs the ball thrown to him in motion, like not a catch and run, but as far as like catch in stride. That way he can use his maneuverability as a runner. Those things are quick time and play. That goes to what you were saying, Barry, then, with the ability of Caleb to play behind under center. It's hard to do that in the gun when you got to get timing throws. Timing throws is 1, 2, 3 from the center. So when you're under center, that's rhythm throws, which we're in the West Coast style of offense, which requires rhythm. The shotgun is not more so rhythm, it's more about pattern. You know what I'm saying? Attacking side to side and giving your quarterback more time to throw. That's what the benefits of the shotgun. But great coordinators know that under center, it opens up the whole field. Y'all remember the Madden with the spotlight, the flashlight? Right. You know what I'm saying? The old Madden games, those, when the big spotlight is there, it's because they under the center, because the whole field is lit up, because you get to see everything as it's making this move as a 1, 2, 3 drop step as a quarterback.
Yeah, man. Well said. Well said, Alan, man. Look, we got some chefs up in here, man. Look, the Smokes Fest is cooking, bro. We got 159 people in here, man. We got the Bear Den Live in Bear Den Live. We got Alan. We got Shad, man. So, and CJ, I'm gonna ask you this, man. What are some things? Somebody gotta turn it on. Oh, mute your mic. So, Shad, so what are some things to me that Caleb Williams, we probably know that, but what can he absolutely not do today? Like, what can he absolutely not do? I know it's a bunch, but give me the thing that you don't want to see him do at all today.
Turn down shot plays. Turn down shot plays. And for me, looking at last week's tape and looking at everybody else that broke that film down, Ben Johnson dialed up quite a few in that first half. When we talk about shot plays, that means over 15 yards that were designed to get an individual receiver in an optimal situation for the quarterback to deliver him the ball that should be conducive to a big play. Colson Love and I called 2. Cole Kmet was 1. Odunze 2. That's 5 plays. If any of those 5 shot plays hit, you change field position, you potentially score, you alleviate your defense from having to get back on the field. I need it to be an emphasis that this offense will need to generate big plays with the lack of a running game. And it starts with 18.
Man, well said, Shot. And the same thing you face on, like, what do you think Caleb Williams is coming to this game today thinking that he absolutely has to nail? There's multiple things he has to do, but what do you think that he's thinking the number one thing that he has to do today to keep the chains moving for the team today?
I'm gonna give you my most honest, and it's the most basic thing, but it's you have to nail down taking the layups. We know what Aiden Hutchinson can do. We know what that D line is all about, man. That Detroit Lions secondary and that line up front, they're no joke, man. They're one of the best, and you got one of the best in Aiden Hutchinson. So you cannot panic. You cannot try to play that hero ball. If you have a little dump to DeAndre Swift, you have to do it. If you have a dump to DJ Moore for even 3 yards, just move the chains time by time. You cannot turn over the ball, and you have to take the easy layups. If you cannot nail down the easy layups versus a top 5 defense, top 6 defense in this league, in the Detroit Lions, you're not gonna succeed yourself, and you're not gonna help the team succeed. So you need to take the easy layups and just continuously move the chains, even if it means eating up the clock.
And that's well said too, Beardy. And like, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna give it to Alan because Alan made a great point. And I agree with him. You got to get up there to get ready to call the clock. You got to get up there 25 seconds, spit it out. So Alan did a great example of 5 seconds this, 5 seconds that. So Alan, can you please explain to the audience about the importance of getting the call out on time to where you have to adjust and call the play out?
Yeah, with Caleb, with any quarterback coming from college, the clock is like 30 seconds. 30 seconds is like all night. So you have a lot more time in college. But in the NFL, you cut a tick. So 5 seconds is a big deal. So when the coach is making a call, I feel like a good coordinator already, by the time a guy hits the ground on the tackle, the play should already start being uttered.
Right.
So at that point, I'm coming out with 20 seconds in the huddle. I'm conveying to the team, and now we about to spread out. The wide receivers tend to always get the play, and they're going out to their position on the field quicker than everybody else. The linemen are typically the last ones to go. So if you get there about 15 seconds, the coach now, if we're spreading out, we're getting out the huddle 15 seconds, now we can do our adjustments. We can get everything settled and set and things like that. But when we're setting the offense at 8 and 10 seconds, we're not helping Ben Johnson out at all because now we don't have no time for error. You know what I'm saying? Because now we got to get to the line and snap. So Aiden Hutchinson is like, shit, I'm looking up. Hell, this is 8 seconds ago. He get ready to snap in a couple of more cadences. So now I got to beat on the quarterback. So you got to speed up, Caleb. I would say 5 seconds. If we don't get out the huddle by 15 seconds in practice, I'm getting you off the damn field and putting somebody else in to speed up this team. And you just got to speed Caleb up. A lot of college quarterbacks can't handle that speed of the clock, and it takes them a while to adjust. But it's vital to get out there in 15 seconds so you can move the offense, so you convey messages, and then you won't have so many false starts. Guys looking around with 70 seconds. Donnell Wright ain't set because he can't hear. That shit got to be done by 12 to 15 seconds. So at 10, that belongs to the quarterback. 10 seconds belongs to Caleb. Now I can look, do what I got to do, alter the play, do what he needs to do by the 5 seconds. Then we can say set hut. Or I could do change. Or kill. All those different things can happen within that 8 seconds from the quarterback making those adjustments.
Man, that's just a good point because you get so much time, like you're saying, 5 seconds to check your protection, 5 seconds to get the guys lined up. You need about 5 seconds to call the play, set hut, everything. So the timing and the rhythm of this offense is so important. Yeah, CJ, and that was something that Ben Johnson talked about so much, and that's was something that we saw Faison and Shaw in the preseason from what Ben Johnson was saying as far as you gotta get these plays out right away. And if you're not doing it the right way quick enough, we're gonna get somebody else in here to do that. And Ben Johnson, to his credit, did that. So I'm just hoping to see a better run clinic, a better run offense, a better run suit today, more than anything, man. And now we're going to get into the defensive part of the show. If anybody want to piggyback off anything that Alan said, please do, Shad or Faison, whatever you guys want to say real quick. Y'all got time.
He was 100
one thing I'd like.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
All I'm gonna say then is the operation got to be right. I don't want to go in Harold's and order a 10 wing and wait an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Go ahead, Faison.
And one thing I want to say, Alan said really one thing that no one here has mentioned too, and he touched on it for a second. And I wanted to kind of piggyback on was, dude, those flags that we had, all those penalties, we gotta clean that shit up, man. Respectfully, man. You cannot have false starts. You cannot have people not getting set, and you cannot have delay of games. I think we had 12 penalties last week.
Yeah,
we
12.
had so
12
penalties.
27.
You cannot have that. You cannot have that. In a first week, you cannot have 12 penalties on a Monday night ESPN game. Any game for general, but you cannot have that and expect to be successful or have a good season. If you can't even get an offense straight, lined up, without moving or get your cadences right, man, we got bigger issues that we need to fill before you can even touch the field. So if this week, one thing that I wanted to touch on is Caleb needs to have the cadence set. He needs to have his rhythm set. He needs to have his timing, and he needs to just have that communication down to the bone this week, especially against Aiden Hutchinson. Because if you give him any chance, and I'm saying any chance to just run up on you, he will take that 10 times out of 10. So he needs to just calm down and just have that cadence and communication with his offensive line, or it's going to be a bloodbath on the Lions D line.
Man, well said, man. And then we're gonna get into the defense part of this, man. This is a lot, man. Like, they got some players over there, Shaw. They got some guys, man. Faison, they got some guys over there. You got Jameson, you know what I mean? You got Laporta, you got Ahmad, you know what I'm saying? You got guys over there, man. Dennis Allen has his hands full today, Allen and Shaw. So, Allen, man, what is the thing that you're concerned about the most on the defense, man? What can we give them, but not a team to where they're going to get something, but you can't give them everything. So what you think today, Allen, that we gotta take it right away, take it away right away?
The run game, like we got to stop the run game. That's imperative. We got to make them one dimension. We gonna have Grady Jarrett today. So that's going to be a adjustment. That's going to be dependent on, we're going to be dependent a lot on our defensive front as far as like Adeo and Sweat, you know what I'm saying? You know, Big 99, you know, we're going to turn us, going to probably get some burn today. Now, Big Billings, I know CJ, that's CJ guy, and I love Bill too. Bill is going to be different from Grady. He's going to be more of a plug. He's not going to get off the ball fast, but he's going to take up 2 blocks. And that's going to slow down the defense. Slow down the offense for Detroit because he's going to take up a lot more space than Grady. So I don't think we're going to be as great pass rush-wise up the middle. But I feel like run-wise, I feel like we could be stout today, and that's going to be very imperative. And I think the linebacker, I got Edwards is playing today, so We're going to need them guys. We're going to need all the help we can get, but we got to stop the run. Detroit is big on the run.
Yeah, we got to stop the run. So, Shy, same thing to you. Look, they got pass catchers. They got a good tight end. They got a good run game, man. But what do you think is the most potent thing that, that's going to be a pain in your side today, man? What do you think they got to do?
When we hired Ben Johnson, G, Allen, CJ, Ben, my primary thing was that we paid for a guy that understand how to take advantage of mismatches in this division. You know this roster. You know this team. You understand the deficiencies of the Chicago Bears. You have to identify the weaknesses. If you look at Detroit last week, the changes that they made on the interior of their offensive line failed them. That's why they lacked their run game. Green Bay is solid. Top 10 defense, no doubt. Minnesota was as well. And you see the challenges that both teams faced last week. For me, if the Chicago Bears are going to be successful defensively, they have to find a way to attack the edges of this defense. Jared Goff is a statue. You have to make him push out of that pocket. If you have Billings and an increased snap count because Brady's out, I'm expecting them to have a better rotation in terms of being able to generate pressure. Hopefully turnovers come from that because you're getting a healthy secondary this week. So that's my logic. That back seven is going to have to be aggressive in terms of looking to take the ball away. But it's all about turnovers on the road, man. Because I don't think that you're going to hold that Detroit Lions offense down 2 weeks in a row. And they're going to be pissed about the fact that they were embarrassed by Green Bay last week.
Yeah, man. The Bear, yeah, man. Shad, you said a lot right there, bro. We got a couple of comments. We got Donna Lynn saying the pregame show is fire. Thanks, bro. And that's what we want to do, man. We want to always want to bring the best of the best on this platform, man. People that know ball. People that are not like trying to troll. So I respect guys like Allen, who's been an offensive lineman, who's played football. Then we got the Bear Den Live. He got insight. He's been at games. He's been at practice. He knows what's going on in the community. And you got Shy, man. Shy knows his ball. CJ, so the team I'm trying to put together throughout the season, these people know stuff, man. So tap in with us. Make sure you guys are following Allen. Follow the Bear Den Live. Follow Shy on the South Side. And follow me and CJ on Twitter or X. You know what I mean? So, we got the Press Chicago sports fans saying 1 more hour until I'm depressed. I don't know, man. I don't think we're gonna be depressed, bro. I don't know. We gonna see if Caleb come out there and Caleb is making layups early, because this defense is good enough for what we saw, guys, the first week, that we're good enough to get the ball early and get field position for the offense to work. Yep. You can't blame the defense when they're playing great defense for the first 3.5 quarters. And the offense is not putting up points. That's not how this works. So if we come out here and we see Caleb putting the ball, they get the ball back and we scoring 14 points and 7 in the first or 10 in the first and 7 in the second quarter, then we might have a chance. But if the offense stalls today, again, there's going to be huge questions, man. There's going to be huge questions about the ability of Caleb Williams. Can he process information? Because I said something that was in our private chat on the Twitter space. I said, let's think about this, right? Let's say, for instance, everybody said we got to slow everything down for Caleb Williams, right? Okay, cool. What if they slowing it down so much and breaking it down so much to the point to where you can't simplify it no more? There's only so much you can break it down to without him actually processing and making layups, bro. You know what I mean? That's something that we got to pay attention to, and hopefully today we see Caleb Williams out there throwing darts and throwing ledges, man. We got Craig in here saying, I better see more targets to Loveland and Burton. I'm tired of not utilizing the top picks. Yeah, man, and
I agree.
That film from Monday night was insane to me. Last week was my first time ever coming on a late podcast, man, on a night game. I was so disappointed at how that game turned out. And I just hopped on live, and a couple people came in here, man. We talked, because I've never seen a quarterback miss so many throws, and I know that shit pissed Ben Johnson the fuck off, bro. Like, I can't give you a more spoon-fed situation than what I've given it. It's damn near impossible, man. It's damn near impossible to break it down even further. So we need to see Caleb Williams come out here and play one of his best games of the season already. He said group theory is important for us fans for sure, but the thing I'm worried about the most, I'm gonna say it's the wide receivers, man. JJ Allen, to your point that you always talked about Jalen Johnson. But he's going to be playing more press man this year, right? We got Jalen Johnson coming back off a hamstring or groin injury.
Yeah.
So I don't know how healthy he really is. You know what I mean? Just because he's going to be on the field today, that doesn't mean that this Detroit Lions offense is not going to attack him, right, Alan? So we still are not out of the club and free just because Jalen Johnson is back. They're going to attack him today, right?
Yeah, they're going to attack him. And I don't think he's going to chase the receiver. He's not going to be in a chase position all day. Let's say shadowing the number one receiver for Detroit. I don't see him doing it. I see him staying on one side of the field just because of what you just said. That hamstring cannot be pushed early. Like, that hamstring has to kind of warm up through the day. Like, as the game go on, like, that's an injury that lingered. So if I was Coach Allen, I wouldn't do a lot of that chasing receiver right now. I had skepticism about that at the beginning of the year anyway. You got to be in tremendous shape to do stuff like that. That's Rod Woodson, Deion Sanders territory. You know, guys like that, Eric Allen, those are Hall of Fame type of skill sets that you got to be able to do a chase a number one across the formation. That's a lot of movement. So I tend to like Jalen isolated on one side of the field, strong side, the quarterback, strong hand. Keep him on that right side of the field because that's good for him, and it simplifies the field for him, especially now with a bad hamstring. So I think JJ will be a little bit more having the ability to be a better cover guy today. Because I know Detroit they're gonna come after him. And anybody with a hamstring or a high ankle sprain or a knee injury, you have it. A cornerback, those are debilitating. So I know Detroit's coming after him. So he better be packed the lunch today.
Well said. He got to be ready to play. And from the edge standpoint, as far as Montez Sweat, Faison, and Dayo, man, like, they got to get pressures today, man. Like, they got to get after your boy. Mm-hmm. They got to get after Jared Goff today, man.
Oh, yeah.
So what's your expectations for Montez Sweat today, man? Because according to Allen, he probably got one more season in. He getting 1A money, and he looking like a 2B player. So how do you feel about Montez today, man? We need two sacks or more today.
Hell yeah, bro. I mean, dude, you getting paid top 10 money. You got to go play like you a top 10 player, bro. You cannot be cutting the check and just fucking going out there and, you know, lollygagging and not doing much. And we see it. I don't know. What's his third year with us? This is like a big year for him. He's got to prove that he's him or he's getting dumped. Like, we're putting a lot of money and we're building around Montez Sweat, right? And if you can't even get a sack a game or 2 sacks every other game, like, come on, man, you're not holding up to your expectations. And I want to touch on something else too. Like, you gotta force Jared Goff to get out of that pocket. He's not a mobile quarterback, and we know he cannot run. He is not young like Caleb Williams. He doesn't have that mobilization that these quarterbacks now have. If Dio and if Grady and Montez, everybody can just apply that pressure on him and kind of clusterfuck his pocket presence, dude, you will have more success rather than keeping him in the pocket because he is a veteran quarterback. He's been to the Super Bowl. He knows how to go through his reads and progress and make nothing out of something, right? So you need to push him out of that pocket. And once you get Jared Goff out of the pocket, you will have more success by keeping him in that pocket. And Montez has got to come out of that edge and apply that pressure and set the tone early. If you can't get it going early, man, it will be hard for the defense to stop. Right, Amon-Ra St. Brown. You got a Pro Bowl receiver there. You got Jameson Williams, man. He is fast, right? He just got extended for he didn't get extended for no reason. That motherfucker is fast. If you can't get Jared Goff out of that pocket, and if you give him all the time in the world, like what we did last week with JJ, it's not gonna go the way we need it to.
Yeah, can I make a point of reference?
Go ahead, please.
Fellas. Last week, Minnesota had a left tackle that was injured. And our defensive ends underperformed, in my opinion, against a rookie quarterback. This week, Taylor Decker is injured. I expect Montez to be lined up on that right side in front of him all game. If he has a bad shoulder, He has to have sacks today. Not tackles for loss, not deflections, not hurries. He has to put the quarterback down. What that does, it invigorates your team. It demoralizes the offense. And it just builds character for your organization and your team to kind of stack on. Like right now, this team needs to stack on big plays. And that's where I'm going to stand firm on it. Violence on the defensive side, meaning that Noah Sewell can't lead you in tackles. And I understand that you missed TJ Edwards, but Tremaine Edwards was on the field. I need these guys that are making $15+ million to play like $15+ million performers on the road when you need them.
You cook it.
Tremaine Edmonds. What I got out of you, man, shot everything. Everybody fine. I've disliked that Tremaine Edmonds signing since it's happened, and I feel like he's never stepped up. And if he can't step up continuously, and I'm giving him like till week 6, if he can't even prove anything, man, I think it's time to move on from him too, man. I watch him. I always point at him. He just always be running around and doing just some stupid fuck shit, man. Like he's always just running around tackling the person that doesn't need to be tackled. I'm like, bro, run around him and go get the damn person that got the ball, bro. Like, what are you doing?
See, the thought I had, Dan. We talked about this. How would Dennis Allen utilize the players?
Before we get to the last part of the show, go ahead. We got a few more minutes.
For me, it was like we thought we would see a contract on defensive styles when we look at the approach. Now, Allen, you could touch on this in terms of schematics. It was a lot of cover 2, a lot of coverage with your linebackers last year. For me, I thought this year we would see them making more plays down the line, more towards the line of scrimmage. With the improvement on the D-line, you should see better production. To me, Brisker is imperative to be a big component in the box this week against Montgomery, against Gibbs. You have to negate it. They have elite tight end play. And understanding who Dan Campbell is, he's going to try to take advantage of those mismatches with Tesla and with Laporta. And I hope between the 20s that our linebackers got the jock straps ready, because they're going to have to be tight today. Going to have to be tight, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Alan.
Yeah, I would like to say this too, Shard. Last year when they were in that cover 2 front, they were, the linebackers were typically shading the outside guard, whereas Dennis Allen is not lining up over the center like Coach Sluice did. Coach Sluice tried to keep him between the center and the guard. Now the center is uncovered, so that means that a linebacker is going to have to take hits head on. So he don't have that ability to be hidden. Like, that's why cover 2 linebackers tend to lead the league in tackles, because they're hid compared to a traditional 4-3 front where the guys are covered. So now you got to take on the fullback. You got to take on the tight end that's cracking back or coming down the line to come through the linebacker, getting to the second level. And if you notice anything on film with Tremaine Edmonds, he is a tremendous side-to-side tackle. Like if a running back's pads are not level to the sideline, he's good at that. He'll chase you down. But when it comes down to direct combat, where the running back is coming downhill inside the box, he tends to stay on blocks. Where Noah Sewell last week, he didn't want to be blocked. And a linebacker in his mindset, I don't want you touching me. So that means that I'm coming after the football. So Dennis Allen wants that type of attacking style. That's why this week, watch Tremaine Edmonds play a lot more wheel where he's uncovered. And then Sewell's going to play a little bit more Edmonds role this week where he's inside the box. Because I know Allen seen the tape the same way I did. So I know he knows Tremaine is a better uncovered linebacker where he's playing outside the tight end and playing in space. Now he don't have to worry about taking on so many blocks. He's more effective that way, and he can get to the running backs and cover. That's what Tremaine Edmonds is good at. You ask him to take on a live blocker in front, good luck. He's going to get knocked off his feet, or he's going to be playing safe. That means he's going to be 10 yards downfield getting blocked. So that's where the difference is with Flus and Coach Allen.
Well said.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is our OG Allen right there, man. This man is a savant when it comes to coverages, offensive line play, defensive line play, man. If you not follow him on Twitter, please do. This man brings so much value, so much knowledge to this podcast, bro. This is one of my favorite people to talk ball with. I feel like I'm in school, and school is in session with him all the time. So hearing Allen talk ball, bro, is one of my favorite things. And I'm gonna ask Bear Dan, hey, is the second round pick playing today? Is Shamar Turner playing today?
I have not even looked into it today.
I don't know.
I have not looked into it. I see that question that I think I don't want to miss. I think it was Craig that commented that. I have second round. Yeah, Craig Ralston. I have no idea. After we hop off this, I gotta go back. I gotta look at all the reports. I gotta look at my fantasy lineups. I gotta see what bets I'm placing. But I'm gonna tell you all this, bro. Y'all gotta take the Bears with me +7, man. That's all I know for sure, bro. I'm gonna see y'all at the catch counter for that for sure.
Yeah. So we're gonna get to the last part of our show, man. Shout out to everybody that's came in here today. We got D in here, Craig in here, Down to Live. We got Rajan. Who else we had in here? We got Oloy. I think this person is Detroit fans. Detroit fan.
Ali Koja. He said, "Welcome to Detroit."
Down to Live came in here. Shout out to my guy Alec. Shout out to Swifty been in here, man. Shout out to my guy Swifty Josh over there, man. That's my dog. Ashton. Shout out to Jim Halper. We appreciate you, man. So we're gonna get into the last part of the show, man. Look, we're not gonna talk about Kyler Gordon at all, but we'll be here until the game come on. But we're gonna get to the last part of the show, man. The last part of the show is offensive MVP, defensive MVP, score, and winner of the game. So we're gonna have our guest to honor go first. We're gonna have Dan come in here and tell us his offensive MVP, defensive MVP, score, and winner. Who you got, big dog?
Defense MVP. I know y'all ain't gonna want to hear this, but I'm gonna go Jalen, man. I know that he's coming off an injury, but if he lines up with Amon-Ra outside, and Amon-Ra is not a little bitch to line up in the slot,
no.
I think he's gonna have a day. I think that he is an All-Pro for a reason, and he'll have a day. And my offensive MVP, I don't know if y'all ready for this one. I'm gonna go DeAndre Swift, man. I know last week there was so much tape all week I seen on Twitter, man. Even myself, I saw so much tape on him that he's not going through that middle of the hole, and he's not going through it. But I feel like he's hearing that noise. We had one of the reporters that I know. He was in the locker room. He asked him what's going on, and he was like, "I'm not getting told to do that." So I think that
that was crazy.
You seen that? Yeah.
That was crazy, bro.
I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm glad he got to talk to him. That was kind of dope. I've never really, I didn't know they were allowed to go in the locker room and shit like that. So shout out my boy Nicholas Marino, man. He's a dog. But he got that information for us, and he put it on Twitter. And I know DeAndre Swift is listening to Chatter, so I think that my offensive MVP, I believe in that, bro, since day one. I think he'll have a day. And what was the last segment? You said score?
Score and winner, man. Who you got? Score and winner.
I got Bears 23-20. Covering that +7, I'm going Bears money line 23-20. I think we take it in a close battle. If that motherfucker Cairo can drill a game winner, I'm going game winner 23-20. I'm going my Bears, man. Let's go.
Cairo, come through for me, Cairo.
Come on, man. One time, man. Come through
Cairo.
For me. Hell yeah.
So, Shy, same thing, Shy. We got to get up out of here, man. Offensive MVP, defensive MVP, score, winner. And if you got an X factor, let us know. Then we're going to go Allen, then we're going to go CJ, then I'm going to go last.
Point blank period, offensive player of the day needs to be Caleb Williams to improve off a 21-35 performance from last week at home. I need my boy to rebound. The mathematics is going to be there. I think he'll be able to take advantage to a couple matchups in the secondary. I think Arnold's going to get called for a couple PIs down the field because they're going to target deep threats. So, X factor is Romo Doomsday this week. However, looking at the defensive side of the ball, if we got any chance of winning this game, Montez Sweat has to be a hero. So I'm going to go with Montez Sweat as my defensive player of the game. Jamming out with 2 tackles for loss and a sack, and a disruptive sack at that. Then I'm going to go look at overall. Wait, did I hit the check marks? I got offense, I got defense, and I'm going.
You got Montez, and you got.
And then I'm going to go score the game.
Right.
Last time these two teams met in Lions Stadium, I was pissed off because our head coach decided to be the dumbest son of a bitch in the country. So I'm hoping this entire offseason was about the head coach. All eyes on Ben tonight. This is the Ben Johnson game at noon. Ben's going to be the man that gets 40 points
No,
against the Lions. We're going 40-20.
Let's go.
40-20.
I
We're
like
going
that.
60 points
I like that.
even. So if you're going over, it's going to be a big one. Big
Let's
Burger
go.
Bears on the road.
I love that.
Man, Alan, you up next, bro. Sean just cooked that. What you got for us, Alan? Offensive MVP, defensive MVP, X Factor, scoring winning. What you got, big dog?
Well, I'm gonna go with offensive MVP. I'm gonna go with Cole Kmet, the tight end.
Yep.
I think we're gonna work the tight ends today. The X Factor, I'm gonna go with DJ Moore because I think DJ Moore is going. I just love the Where's Waldo with him.
Yeah, I love
Playing
it too.
in three different positions.
Yeah, I love it too.
I think DJ Moore is going to definitely help out, and he's going to be the guy they're looking for on offense. And I will say on defense, I'm going to go with the middle linebackers, man. I think Edwards is going to be, he was caged up last week, couldn't play. You're going to see a physical brand of football because of Edwards. Edwards just brings his lunch pail and he snot bubbles. He just, that's what he eats. And that's going to bring the heart to the defense. I'm going to say the score this week, I'm going to say, I hate to do this, but I think Detroit at home. Yeah, I know, y'all. I know. I'm scared, but I'm just going with just the way it's set up, man. I'm gonna go 24-21, nail biter. It's gonna be a tough game for Ben. So it's gonna be a lot going on with Ben. So I'm just thinking this first game gonna go to Detroit. We'll get them the next time. 24-21, Detroit.
Man, we got one more person. CJ, how your mic, CJ? You good, big dog?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
I know your mic is kind of tweaking out a little bit, man. But what's your MVP, offense, defense, X Factor if you got one, scoring winning, man? And I'm gonna go last. We gonna get up out of here, bro.
I'm gonna say the offense. Let's get close to Levin involved. Let's get the tight end involved. And for the X Factor, I'm gonna say Rome Medusa for the X Factor, and I'm gonna say for defense, I'm gonna say Dio, because I want to see if he's gonna perform like he did last week, to see if he's gonna keep that going.
Yeah.
And, for the game today, I got the Bears today.
Okay.
I got the Bears winning 27-24.
Okay. I guess it's on me, huh? Oh man, I guess it's on me. Oh crap, it's on me, man. So, oh man, man. Look, my offensive MVP for today is Caleb Williams. Look, man, I think that once Caleb pretty much understands that you don't have to play survival football, you don't have to play jittery football. You have safety blankets everywhere on the field. You got Coastal Loveland, you got Cole Kmet, you got DJ Moore, you got Rome. Bro, just calm down and trust the process, bro. Caleb Williams, you have everything in front of you, man. Get rid of the ball. Take your time. The offensive line is revamped. We don't have Tevin Jenkins no more. You know what I mean? We don't have none of those bums that was on the team last year. I just need Caleb Williams to calm down and play calm football. You know what I mean? You can't throw a fastball every throw, bro. Ben Johnson's offense requires a lot of arm strength and finesse in his throws. Caleb Williams is going to have to calm down and just make those throws. My defensive MVP for today's game will be Tyreek Stevenson. I think Tyreek is going to come out here and get us a couple of interceptions. I think Tyreek is going to come out here and give us a couple of tackles for loss. I think he's the forgotten about person on the team, man, that can play. I think he's going to be nice. They're going to jam him up. He's playing physical today. I think it's going to be Tyreek. My X factor for today's game will be Cole Kmet. I think he's going to be schemed enough in the offense to where Caleb Williams is going to get some real nice plays to him, to where the defense is not paying attention to him enough, you know what I mean, today. So if you're looking for the easy throws, looking for some big games, looking for a lot of yards, I think that Cole Kmet will be the guy that will be the X factor to keep us moving. I think the Bears will win this game 28-21. That's my score. The Bears win. And I'm gonna get my guys right here to sign off with us, man. So I'm gonna start with Shad, and I'm gonna finish with the guest honor. So Shad, again, man, tell the people where they can find you, bro.
Once again, I appreciate being part of the pregame, man. It's always good to lab up with the CNG podcast. And I appreciate all the support, Shot on Sports, on all social media platforms. That's on X, that's on Facebook, IG. You can also catch me doing some tips on TikTok coming up shortly in terms of the outlook of the Bears each week. So be in tune.
You heard him. Then we got our man Faison, man. Bear Den Live, man. One of my favorite people in the Bears community, man. Man be everywhere. Practice every game. Tell them where they can find you at, big dog.
Hey, man. First off, want to thank G for having me on the podcast, man. It's one of my favorites ever
Thank
that
you.
I've done so far, man. I appreciate him showing love to me always. Always the first one to like and retweet, comment. So I appreciate y'all, man. You can find me anywhere, BEARDEN Lives. That's Bear Den Live. You can find me on Twitter, X, Instagram, and TikTok. Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all having me, man. Big fan of y'all, man. Keep it up.
And look, and that's it, man. And we are the CNG podcast along with me, CJ, OG Allen. This is the crew, man, along with Bears Nation, man. We come on here, we're going to talk ball, we're going to have fun, we're going to have humor, we're going to give you analysis, we're going to give you everything. We're going to give you visuals, music, everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the pregame show. I'm G Walker, that's CJ, that's Faison, Bear Den Live, and that's Shot for Sports, man. And with that being said, we out of here. God bless. Peace.